Hello. 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 This is, we're back with Factorio, early access game. So last time I had just built my boilers here and 2 steam engines, which are now generating quite a ton of power for me. So here's my power output, 180 kilowatts currently being produced. And as you can see here, this bar shows how much I could be doing. So right now I'm only using whatever this percentage is. And I have quite a lot of capacity spare. That's what this is saying. So what'll happen is as I use up more and more, as this grows and uses up more of the power that these 2 steam engines can make, this bar will fill up green. And then once this bar is full, this bar will start to decrease with a black on the side. So the green will be on the left, showing that actually only half of the satisfaction is there. So if I need way more power than I can produce, if I need twice as much power as I can produce, the production bar will be full green and the satisfaction bar will be half. That's what these bars mean, and it's a bit confusing. But anyway, so the plan for today is to scale up. And to do that, I'm going to collect all of this copper plate. I'm going to collect all of this coal for no reason. I don't think I really need it. I'm going to probably change how that works over there. But for now, it's fine. So as you can see here, these guys need coal, so actually it is good that I picked some up. We took all the iron plates. I have a lot of iron plates now. And we're going to have a look here, and we can see that actually I can make quite a few mining drills. So I'm going to go ahead and make 20 of them. How about that? Next, I'm going to hit Control T, or rather just T maybe, T. And I can see the research available. So basically throughout the game you can research stuff. You can see that there is quite a complicated tech tree. Well, it's here it's just flat, but actually here it's showing the tree itself. And here on the top is what it is, right? So this is the first one. This is automation. You can see on the bottom left that it only takes red science. So as you look further on here, like this one takes both red and green science, until at the very end, the atomic bomb takes 6 different kinds of science. Beakers, or whatever you want to call them. So anyway, I really want 2 things at the start. One is logistics, because I want the splitter and the underground belt. So I've already got over the ground belts going around, but whenever they need to overlap, there will be a problem. So I need the underground belt to go under different tracks so I can kind of manage things better. The fast inserter is handy, not critical. I mean, it will be later, but not at the start. And the splitter is also handy, but not critical. It just takes 1 belt input and then splits it into 2 belts. Alternatively, you can take 2 belts as input and put it into 1, or 2 into 2, and merging the 2 input belts into 2 output belts. So automation is going to give me the assembling machine 1, which automatically builds stuff for me. So this is basically the point of Factorio, to have assembling machines. This is only the first level. I think there's at least 3 levels of assembling machine. And it also gives me the long-handed inserter, which is handy for really complicated situations where you need to grab something not from the adjacent tile, but from further on. So the inserters that we currently have picking up coal and putting it into stuff, over here. So as you can see here, this inserter is pulling from the right, you can see by the bar, and putting into the left, denoted by the arrow. And what's going to happen is sometimes you're going to have a belt like this and then another belt right beside it, and you actually want to grab from the further away belt, or maybe you want to put stuff into the further away belt, just because of how you've designed your factory or whatever. So in that case, the long-handed inserter will be handy, but we don't need it yet, so that's all right. Okay, so since I want to scale, I'm going to first of all ramp up harvesting, or mining the iron ore, and then ramp up the copper ore. The copper ore is not quite as important, but I will still need it. But anyway, we're going to start by, I'm going to avoid this patch of coal just to keep things clean. Oops. You must be in a perfect line. Okay, now I'm going to drag it all the way out to there. I could stand to chop some more wood, I guess, so I can make some more of these. Maybe I already have enough wood to make these. I actually have no idea. And then one over here, how about, okay. So now how to arrange your mines on this sort of thing is basically up to you. You want to cover as much of it as possible without too much overlap. So again, you can see that these guys... oh, he turns green actually when there's something to mine. That's handy to know. I didn't know. Okay, so I have 10 of these currently. I'm making 10 more. So I want to cover as much of this as possible without any overlap and without wasting too much. So I'm just going to start right off the bat like this, way on the edge. And the next one. And then the next one is going to be here. And then there's one tile that's not getting caught, but to be honest, I don't care that much about that one tile. Who cares? And then let's do the next row. So I'm making these face each other. All right. Now I'm going to set up the belt. I need more belt. So let's make more belt. This is going to take a while actually. So you can just cancel by right clicking. So I'm going to just cancel those mining drills that I was making, and then I'm going to queue them up again afterwards. So I'm making quite a few of these transporter belts. I'm going to need way more of them actually afterwards. So let's just quickly queue up a ton of them. By then I'll have more. Let's just do all of them actually. Fuck it. By then I'll have a lot more iron plates sitting in these things. So I'll be able to just grab more iron plates and make whatever else I need. So again, I've set up the initial belt just right in front of one set of these, one side of them. On the other side, I'm going to do this. So what's going to happen is, again, these are all going to dump onto one side of the belt. These are going to dump onto the other side of the belt. So it's going to be a bit lopsided since there's 6 on one side and only 3 on the other. Not a huge deal. Kind of makes me want to put this other one here just for the fuck of it to balance it out a bit better. So 4 and 6, though this one's going to be empty really fast. But that's just how it goes. So this one you can see on the right at the pop-up thing. At the bottom, expected resources 754. This one has 18k. This one has 53k, 64k. So as you get closer to the center, you can see there that the amount's changing. So closer to the center of this patch, there's like 35,000 there was on one square. 3,500 coal in this one tile. So the closer to the center of the patch, the more there is. And then out towards the edges, it kind of drifts off. Anyway, so we have this. Now we need to wire it up. And I'm going to do that like this. I'm going to go... I'm going to do one here. And then I think I can reach this. Yes. So that gets those 3. This will get these 2. This is by far not optimal or anything like that. I'm just kind of doing a weird little pattern, I guess. There, that's not going to reach either. So let's kind of go this way a bit. Yeah, I guess I need to put something here. Get rid of this one. And then maybe here. Of course, that one still has nothing. Do I need this here even? Yes, I do. Because this doesn't reach that. So let's actually move this one over. Can I move this one over? I can. One to the side, and now it doesn't connect down there. Yeah. There we go. Fuck it. This one I'll move over to here. Something like that. And something like that. Okay. So now it's kind of doing this zigzag across. Probably this is like the least efficient way to do it. But to be fair, you don't really need to give a damn about small electric poles because they're easy to make. There's wood somewhere here. Let's just grab a bit more wood while I'm on that topic because I've got a ton on me. Never mind. Let's make a few more electrical poles because I'm going to need them. Anyway, this belt is now producing, this bunch of mines is now producing a ton of iron ore, as you can see. Right, I didn't start a research, so let's finish that. So I wanted to do automation, and I'm going to click research here. And automation required 10 red science packs, beakers, whatever. And you can make those in your intermediate products thing right here. So I can see that actually I can make none of them at the moment because I do not have enough copper. So you can see for one of them, it requires 1 copper plate, 1 iron gear wheel. And then it's already telling me at the bottom there that that comes out to 2 iron plates and 1 copper plate. Because then if I look here, this is the iron gear wheel. So it takes 2 iron plates to make 1 iron gear wheel. Okay, so now I know that I need a fair bit of plates, but thankfully these are actually all full, so I should be paying more attention to this. I think probably this one's also full because I don't see any glow. There it is. Exactly. There we go. So now it's going to continue. Good. At some point I'll start mining uranium as well, just to start stockpiling it. But for now that doesn't really matter. Okay, anyway. So now we're going to make 10 red science packs, just so that I can get automation research. Actually, and to research it in the first place, I'm going to need a lab. So I'm going to go ahead and make 1 lab. Science packs do take some time to make. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start on the copper miners. And I'm not going to bother making quite as many here. I'm actually going to start out fairly small on this side. So just basically put 1 here. Does it fit nicely? I don't want to use 2, so let's just put 1. That's perfect. Then the next one's going to be here. Then somewhere over here with a bit of extra that I don't really care too much about. Now, again like this, set that up, and then let's make... Oh yeah, by the way, you can use the keys 1 through 5 to access the hot bar or whatever. Anyway, let's pull this out kind of this way. Let's hop over actually this way now. Because I'm seeing, I'm kind of envisioning, my vision for this factory is, I don't want to really fuck with this too much, but there's quite a lot of space up on this side. So that's probably where I want to end up doing most of my factorying. And then if I keep all of my smelters, stone furnaces over here, then I can just make like a pipe, you know, like a conveyor belt line going all the way up with the iron plates, copper plates and stuff. And then I can just focus on the pure factory at the top, have this kind of forest separated from the mining and smelting operations. And then that'll be convenient because in the future, when I want to make trains ship in stuff, then this will be a perfect space for like a train yard kind of near the exit. Because I have this nice lake. I'll go to the map. I have this nice lake. So I can put like a nice wall here, which will be easy. And then I can kind of do a wall here, wall this whole thing off maybe. That might be handy. Maybe wall more out to here or just have like separate little things. Probably a wall out to here because there's oil and there's stone over there. Actually, on that note, I think, no, I don't think it's full. And I don't want to fuck with the forest. Okay, anyway. I'm going to need more conveyor belts for sure. So let's build a ton of them. This thing's producing. How many smelters do I have? Iron furnaces. I do not have enough iron furnaces. Let's make a ton of these as well. 50 of them, why not? Let's just queue them up at the end. In the meantime, my lab exists. I've built it. I'm just going to stick it over here. Doesn't really matter where, because this is not going to be the final location. And I'm going to put all 10 science packs in there. If you have more science labs, that's going to go faster. You'll just have to put, you know, you have to split the 10 beakers between all of them, but it'll go much faster. These guys I'm going to collect when they die, because I don't need them anymore when they run out of fuel. Now, this I'm going to kind of pull out a bit and go down until just this kind of area is going to be the whole smelting area. And I'm kind of gonna, you know what, I think I actually want to move this over to the left a bit. Derp. This way? No, this way. A bit closer, just to give myself a bit more room. That's going to kind of go all the way down, and that's fine. Then probably here somewhere, what's it going to look like? So basically I'm going to leave a gap of 1, maybe 2 squares, just for convenience. I mean, there is room on the other side too, but it's always handy just to have, fuck it, let's make it 1. And then I'm going to do like 5. Then what's going to happen on this side? Okay, I need more inserters as well, because these guys are going to do most of the work. So what's going to happen is there's going to be a belt coming this way, and it's going to have iron on it, and ideally it's also going to have coal on it, though clearly at the moment it does not. So that's going to need to get fixed shortly, but that's fairly easy. That'll happen soon, because now I'm going to research logistics to get the underground belt and the splitter. So this is why I kind of do this part first, just because I really need these, and I'll queue up another 20 science packs. Okay. So how that's going to look is I'm going to have a line of coal coming somewhere, and then it's going to follow along beside this line of iron ore. So actually maybe this is not good. Let's give us more room. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I like to go with 9. I don't know what the optimal number is, but I find 9 works pretty well. So here there's going to be a belt going this way with the raw materials. On the other side there's going to be another line of these, right? The reason I use 9 as well is because it's a multiple of 3, and 3 is the best number, but actually no. So these are going to go like this, like this, like this, and then I can put a power thing there, right? And that covers all 3 of them. It does not cover the 4th, because that's a bit too far. So I kind of repeat that pattern. And then I go here, a power cable, power cable. These connect to each other. So now all of these things are powered. Now these guys are complaining that they don't have fuel because of course they take coal, and there is no coal or anything here actually. But that's fine for now. And these power lines also will cover this other side. As you can see, it's in the blue area. Okay, so as soon as I have fuel coming down this, it's going to fill these guys up, and then they're each going to do the same thing as these. They're just going to smelt all of the incoming iron as long as they have fuel for it. These guys are done. Okay, but then when they're done, I want that to go somewhere, because I don't want to have to manually collect that shit anymore. So, same thing on the other side. These guys take it out of the smelter. On this side, I'm going to kind of have to mess with the... no, I can't. I can't mess with the pattern. Oh, I'm going to need extra things. Extra inserters to make that work. Well, whatever. I'll just move this one over. Like that. And then like that, just to connect it all up. And then again on this side, I'm going to do the same thing here, here, and here. So these connect across, and then they connect across. Now that needs to go somewhere. So again, belt. Oh no. So these are actually too close. I'm an idiot. There. There. And let's make this, because now my mining operation has stopped. I actually can just do this here. How about that? That connects good. Then okay. There's a bit more things that might be necessary, because here there's one. I could have put them on the other side, but who cares? That's fine for now. Okay. Clearly I do care somewhat. So then this is kind of going to go like this, and this is going to go like this. So as you can see now, these belts will dump onto this belt from one side, and these belts will dump onto this belt from the other side. So what that's actually going to do is, as you can see here at the mining thing, that'll fill both sides of the belt. So instead of everything being on one side of the belt, like it was at the beginning with the coal, it's going to be on both sides of the belt. Okay, but now, all right, now we need to put this science over here just so that that starts going. Now here's what's going to happen. Here I'm going to end up putting a splitter. So let's stop this guy from doing what he's doing. Let's collect all of this. That's a fucking ton of coal. This guy's done. This guy's done. Okay. That's a ton of coal. I'll figure out what to do with it later. So I'm going to have a splitter here, and it's going to split this line into two. And probably that splitter is going to be here, or maybe here. So then it's going to have to kind of go like this. This. Okay, now I'm going to have another splitter somewhere here, because some of the coal is going to want to go to power the copper smelting, and some of the coal is going to want to go power the iron smelting, so that'll probably be there. And then one side of it's going to go that way. The other side will go the other way, but that's fine for now. Now, how do you merge these? Again, you're going to need splitters, and that's probably going to be best here. So what's going to happen is, I want it all to end up here, but I want everything dumping from each side appropriately. This is going to split here, so I want the other side to go like this, and like this, and from the other side it's going to go like this. So one side, the coal is going to dump onto the left side of the track, and the iron is going to dump onto the right side of the track. So that's going to be pretty handy. Then all of that's going to keep going until it stops at this last spot, because I don't want it to continue. And then here is going to come out from here. It's all going to come down to here, and then here I'll just have iron plates. And then probably I want to take that up somewhere like this, and then I'll jump over this, or under it actually, and then continue off somewhere more here, and then up somewhere. For now, probably not, because I'll just start building stuff here immediately just to facilitate the rest of it. But hopefully eventually, that always ends up not happening, but hopefully eventually it'll all sort itself out properly. Anyway, research is going pretty slow because that was 20. So I can start off on this other side already. And here's going to be the same situation as there. So let's kind of drag this up a bit. And I'm out of fucking belts, conveyor belts. That also tends to happen. So let's start making more conveyor belts. I can make a few of those. At least they're pretty quick to build. So let's continue with this. I'm actually going to need way more than that. And I want to go up to here maybe. Do I? What's in line with this? This is in line with this. So at some point I just start dragging it. Okay. Cool. Okay, so actually that's way too high I went. That's cool though. Anyway. Probably I'll have a splitter here. So one half will go this way and the other half will go down. And then I want this to get on here from one side. So probably I want to do something like this, right? So these are all going to go on one side. You can see how this was full on both sides, and then it all just went onto one side of the track. And then from the other side, I'm going to want coal. So that's going to go up like this. Let's make more of these as well, because I have enough. I'm not doing anything else at the moment. I'm not even producing anything else at the moment, so I can go ahead and queue up more shit. So somewhere here, actually, I mean, I don't need to really make it perfectly aligned, but that makes it easier. So right here is the other way, like so, and then down. So now, once I have some splitters, the coal is going to go here, split up, down to here, and then off to here. So then I can do the same. There they are. I was looking for them. 9 or so. I'm going to leave space again. Let's do it here. I think that's 9. Yep. Nice. Okay, so I've done the research. I'm not terribly concerned about queuing up the next thing yet, since I don't plan to actually spend time building science packs yet. But probably the next thing I will want is something like maybe stone walls, maybe turrets, but I'm not expecting too much hassle from the bugs yet. But then again, maybe turrets might be handy, so let's also just add that to the research queue, but I'm not doing anything about it yet. I'm going to need more inserters, but now that I've researched splitters and underground belts, I can build some of these each, so I'm going to build a couple of underground belts and a couple of splitters, and then more of these inserters. Okay, now I have no more iron plates anywhere, so that's, I mean, I'd have to manually fuel up some of these, which I can absolutely do already, because I am carrying this for no reason. I think there's actually an easier way to do this, is there? Shift click, Control Shift, Alt. Or do you do something like you hold this and then you click? Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay. And then I'll put some of the copper into these already, so that I don't need to carry it all around for no reason. And now let's do these splitters. So the first one up here, I'm going to zoom in, right click, click. So already you can see that's heading down there. Now I'm going to put one here. So already you can see it's heading down there. Then let's put a few of these inserters down on this side. And the power lines. So you can see how they're already starting to do their thing. And on this side you can see that it's already happening as well. Oh no, it's not, because I need more splitters. So here there's one for one side, for the iron. Here there's the other one with the coal. And my little production of plates, iron plates on this side, copper plates on the other side, is happening. Now the plates from here aren't actually going anywhere, so I can add that. I do need more inserters, for which I need more plates, but now I happen to have plates here. Of course this is not efficient, but hopefully I can get that sorted out shortly. First step is going to be, let's just move this over, and then we go. So now the plates are going to, at least there's a bigger buffer of them because there's more belt for it to fill. But then I'm going to look at here, I'm going to put a box, and then I'm going to put an inserter. So this guy's going to start filling this box. Nice. I'm going to make sure that I have any copper that these guys are containing. Okay. Oh yeah, fair enough. Wait, did I just screw that up? Yeah, I took all the copper, didn't I? No. But I do need to put a splitter here, which I forgot about. Happens to be my last one. I do need one more, and that's all I can build, because I need a lot more iron plates. But hopefully by now this box has a few, 36. It's not a ton, but you know, this is going to keep producing over time, so that's nice. And I have enough of these belts that I'm gonna go ahead and... no. Okay, let's, okay, I'm gonna move these. Then I'm gonna do the same thing here, here, and here. And then I guess one over here somewhere. Get rid of some of this. To delete stuff, you just right click. Hold down the right button on it for a while. And again, the same thing's going to happen on this side. Another jump tunnel thing. And then down to there. And again, I'm going to do the whole box thing like this. The box. I'm going to need more inserters. Why does this not have any power? Oh. Guess I need one somewhere here. My whole factory shut down. But there we go. Now it's producing again. So now let's get some plates coming out of these machines. These smelters. Oops. Oh, that was right. Then on this side. And then some power lines. Okay. So now my lovely little factory, I mean, these 3 drills are nowhere near enough to keep all of these machines busy. So you'll see that like the first 6 of them will just pull all of this copper out of the way, and these guys will never run anymore. But that's fine. I don't really need a ton of copper, though there was already quite a bit in there. Quite a bit in there too. But yeah, so now I've shown how you go from having power to now mass producing a lot of base components. In this case, I have 2 nice belts with one with copper and one with copper, one with iron. I think that's around half an hour, and I think this is a pretty good place to stop as well because I've gotten something nice done. Let's have a quick look at the power output. So you can see now my production has gone up significantly. I'm now producing 1.4 megawatts. And I'm almost using it all. I mean, sorry, I am using it all, but I'm almost using all my capacity. So if you look at these guys, each of them can make 900 kilowatts. So total 1.8 megawatts. 1.21 gigawatts. But that's pretty tight now. I don't want to go overboard, so I can't really expand too much without first dealing with that. Oh yeah, and also you can hold F to pick stuff up, so then you can just go nom 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 nom. Nice. Okay. Anyway, this is Factorio. It's an early access game, early access survival strategy, whatever you want to call it. If I look at the map, I'm pretty sure that there's actually no enemies nearby, which is handy. If you were playing on a smaller setting, there'd be already enemies nearby, and so they would have sent some scouts at you or whatever, because the pollution from these guys and from these guys would be enough to aggravate, I guess, the insect population. But anyway, they don't exist. This is Factorio, early access game. Also pretty chill if you play it the right way, with the right settings like I do. The chill settings. This is too far. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thanks.